We need to have honest chats about step parenting. Siyayilimaza ingane. We've already hurt our kids with broken families. Now we're adding more destruction because I miss my dad.
I formed this bond and now singmele breaking. At the same time, I'm like, oh, she even said, give me, Baba, to tell you the truth, I'm tired of meeting different guys, man.
A woman will allow you to be a stepfather as long as she loves you and as long as you're providing money. The day you stop providing, the day she stops loving you, she cuts a relationship. And that thing hurts the child. Forget you.
Permission granted. You may ring us. Offload your burdens and trust that you'll feel lighter. The darkness lures, but we will shed a bit of light to make your day brighter. You're a fighter, but now you're tired. So rest with us, but ring us, because it's much better to hear you speak up than to read about it on your suicide note while you lay cold face up. XMG, ring us. We'll pick up any brokenness you hoard. We vow to be your entertainment even when you're bored. Ring us, where we talk, offload, see broadly. That's what the brotherhood is for. In your mind, we hope to build a palace bigger than Caesar's. Let's sit down and unfold. Ring us.
Hello, good people. Hello, everyone. Thank you again. Thank you for joining us. Yo, guys, in requestile, I had to go to Azin Melangin Onare. So here's part 2. Yeah, I'm Mr. Black Pen. And don't forget, guys, Silang and Dama, Mr. Black Pen.
Excellent. Monde,
Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you so much for inviting me back. And I want to give a big shout out, man, to your audience for appreciating the episode, for their comments and feedback. It really means a lot. And shout out to the source. Hopefully, Natis will be seeing Shange source namhlanje will be shiz.
Most definitely, most definitely. Do you have any topic you want to touch on or no?
I've got a lot of topics to touch on. I'll say this as an opener because we ended off speaking about parenting and co-parenting and those things. We need to have honest chats about step parenting. We are the generation, people like you and I specifically, who have been responsible for creating broken homes. Not by ourselves. Women also need to be held to account.
Yeah.
You can't force a woman to stay with you when she doesn't want to, or if she wants to be with someone else. But ourselves and the mothers of our kids are responsible for creating broken homes. And because of that, somewhere, somehow, they are going to be step parents. And we need to have conversations around how to do that in the best way possible. In the past, a woman that has a child outside of marriage, or a woman who has become divorced, she leaves the children with ukoko nomkhulu. It's a model that works. It removes a lot of complications. The children are with Ikaz Lagubo, and the woman can go and live her life wherever and then just contribute along with Ita Malingani. Today, women obviously want to raise their own kids. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is they want to bring men in. And that comes with complications. It's easy to worry about stepfathers, but as we record this episode, just yesterday, there was a lady, Amber Lee Hughes, 25-year-old lady, who's responsible for taking the life of a 4-year-old girl by drowning her. She also violated her using objects. This is a white lady, Amber Lee Hughes, 25. She teaches at a preschool. The 4-year-old child that she murdered through drowning, Nada Jane, is her stepdaughter. And she would get upset with her boyfriend, cheating, all those things. Akipeli stress, kwingane. So we need to have conversations around step parenting and how best to do it. Because number one, number two in a relationship, khona ingane kungase yakho, khona energy ezolokingena like lelinye time or lelinye oledi. There's going to be times when you're going to suggest things and this woman's going to say, no, but my child comes first. There's going to be times you need to take care of your kids that are not with her, and she's going to get upset or jealous. So we need to have really hard conversations about what is the best way to step parent to protect the children, to protect ourselves, to protect the other parent. If ingane zindala, my suggestion is take the kids to boarding school. It's not nice, it's not ideal, but it removes a whole lot of stress. But outside of that, step parenting is tough. And I'll speak from a male perspective, but maybe it applies to women as well. A woman will allow you to be a stepfather as long as she loves you and as long as you're providing money. The day you stop providing, the day she stops loving you, she cuts a relationship. And that thing hurts the child. Forget you. It hurts you, but it hurts the child. Lapho intwana mfethu wayithola mhlawumbe ina 2. Intwana isina 14. All he knows as a father is you. And now the old lady, because she hates you, the first thing she'll remind you is this is not your child. Don't worry about it. And now you're broken, the child is broken. So we've created broken families, and step parenting outside of co-parenting is going to be one of the conversations, not for today, that I hope the audience is going to be having amongst themselves.
But we can touch on that. Like, do you have any experience when it comes to that? Have you ever step parented or something?
I've got 5 years of experience with different women, because I'm one of those guys that believes. No, let me take it a step back. Dr. Umar Johnson many years ago would make a video. And in that video, he spoke about grading people in relationships. I'll create an easy example for people to understand. A grade, B grade, C grade. A grade, virgin. Never married, maybe never kissed, still relatively young. Huge potential. B grade, no longer a virgin. You've dated, maybe you have a child. This applies to men and women, by the way. So when I say virgin, don't just think women, men and women. B grade, you've dated, maybe you have a child, etc. C grade, divorced. Kids. You've been in the game. So, and you're older. So maybe in your 30s, maybe even 40s. And what Dr. Umar said was he believes that to make society better, people should date within their grade. So if umchita that's divorced, if it's rather go for women in the same grade or same space, because there's meant to be an understanding. She's also divorced. She also has kids. She should be sensitive to your baby mama. You should be sensitive to her baby daddy and make it work. The idea which one was and then go for a 22-year-old virgin. Number one, it's greedy because number two, this chick won't understand. She wants your attention, she wants your energy, but you're always spending time with your baby mama, and you're like, you don't understand this thing. So I'm one of those people that believes in where, as far as possible, try and date someone with a similar experience. Similar. So I appreciate single moms. I appreciate women who have been divorced. And I always assume that they know better. Bane trauma. Hopefully they've gone through healing. And somehow.
Yeah.
So I would never discriminate, unlike other gents. I'd never discriminate against Cherry just because she's a bit older or she's got kids. So I've got experience dating women who have children. I love children. Besides my own, I just love children. It's something I get from my family, my father, my mom. So I would have good relationships with the children of these women. And where possible, where the mother would ask, do you want to meet him? No. Why? But I'm like, no. Mina ngizele wena, so support wena. However you and the father want to parenting, so hlonipha that. It's not my space. Because I don't need to meet your baby daddy the same way your male cousin doesn't need to meet him. The same way your male colleagues don't need to meet him. The same way any male friends you have. Why? If ever there's an issue with Inganyak is having issues with me, then maybe we can have a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But what tends to happen with those women is as soon as the relationship ends, they cut the relationship with the children, no matter how good and strong it is. I understand. Because now if I keep a relationship with Ntwana, she gets a new boyfriend. The boyfriend now needs to understand, Ntwana has got a father, but nalo mchite ex yakho still kanjani. Because I need nami ngikhona. So it's a tough one, which is why I'm saying we need to have conversations around step parenting, because we've already hurt our kids with broken families. Now we're adding more destruction because I miss my dad. You broke up with my dad. I don't see him. I miss him. Now I've met a new guy. I love this new guy. He's funny. Penuel, the black pen. Next say, hey, I love my dad, Monde. Hey, but I also like this cat. Like, I've actually got good male role models. Then he already breaks up with Upen. So now I don't see my timer. And Upen futhi angeke ngisambona because he doesn't even have rights to me.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to meet a new. At some point, Intwana is gonna be like, I don't want to meet anyone. Ngoba you can't keep bringing men in and out. And also, Intwana is gonna feel like maybe there's something wrong with me. Why do men keep leaving my life? Maybe they leave my mom, but why are they leaving me as well? What have I done? I like the guy. The one boy specifically where I dated the mom asked me. He was a bit older. He was like, please, can you and I retain a relationship if ever you break up with my mom? And I was like, I'll try my best, but I don't have a choice. True to form, Salwa ne oledi. The first thing she said is, this is not your child. Please stay away from my son. What? And I was like, okay. But luckily, I'm a bit more mature. I'm understanding. I'm like, I can think I answer. But you can imagine the trauma on men like myself. Because the next woman I meet on Ngane is like, but why are you not getting close to my child? I'm like, I don't want that pain for myself. I don't want the pain for the child. So, ngizobingelela njenge-uncle. Even mhlambe khona McDonald's, what, but I'm not going to be a father to this child because at any given time, you are going to cut access. And I'll find myself in trouble.
Yeah. And the funny thing, English intellectual, I have a experience when it comes to that. But at the same time, I don't understand when it comes to female Guti. Why would you introduce any out to Gumtana Guti Nale out? I believe with him it's a conama step. For me, I introduced Muntu Bengnai to my kids once single Bolin. I was like, okay, now I'm moving person.
How do you decide who you should introduce your kids to?
That's what I'm saying. If there's a serious step,
I'm asking you.
Of which is Segalo Cholo and the things of Shad.
It's not about time.
Time.
It's not about the quality of the person.
No.
It's not about their desire
People
to meet
change,
the kids,
bro.
It's only about how serious you are in keeping this person.
Even the quality is all obvious. If me now, I'm serious, obvious I see right qualities. I'm introduce it to my kids. Yeah, not to see every woman is over and saying I'm introduced because I think food that because I don't know if I should say it. Okay, so previous relationship me. Umuntu lo benginaye bekanomntwana ne. So obvious behlala naye. And then must break up like official. I had to tell her ukuthi me and your mom says you break up ne. And then but I want to keep this because and then she was like, yeah, now I want to keep this because I feel like you're my real dad because the part we play everything, you the guy
She's older.
No, she's not. She's
High
12.
primary school. Primary
She's
school.
12, yeah.
Okay.
Primary. And then this other time, like even date, we still have a relationship. If I pass is going, she calls me. If we are struggling mess, she calls me. All that stuff. But now the thing is when she complains about her mom and her dad. And then now Sigmaling confront to mom about, yo guys, can you please play the part because she's complaining. One time I got a call Muntang Jaguti, can you please stay away from my daughter because a seko together. Tell her ugut a seko together to stay. And I was like, I cannot do that to a kid. Diana should deattach when she's ready. Not me nuguting so sapendula ma calls done.
Because you don't want to move away from the child.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've
So
formed
it's also not right for her to say you must tell the child because you're like, but I don't want to leave the child.
Bro, like, I formed a serious bond now. Even, you know, the way I think with the same good I love kid. I would even forget because she's my stepdaughter. Being a congelon to go to stepdaughter. I would say, okay, njengomntana, mangifuna umthethisa ngamthethisa. Manje uthi yeah, but no, manje so yafa she see because beseng form a bond. But now, into nami ngisibhlema ngayo ukuthi I formed this bond and now singmele break. At the same time, I'm like, oh, she even said, give me, Baba, to tell you the truth, I'm tired of meeting different guys, man. I thought you the last one because I'm tired of meeting different guys. So imagine, because now I blamed you. Now. I'm blaming you, sir. I'm blaming you. Good. If I was introduced to Bantwana Baba and Tuganj, what are you doing to those kids?
Sure.
Mentally.
Number one, don't be a hoe. Number one. Musukfeba, whether man or woman, this thing of bringing men and women in and out, never mind of your children's lives, of your own life, is not healthy. So don't be a hoe, number one. Number two, I agree with you that children should not meet someone if you're not going to be serious. The question becomes two questions. Number one, should the children not meet anyone in your life, regardless of dating? And number two, what if those people don't get along? So let me start with number one. Number one, your mother, I'll use a woman in this instance. Your mother introduces you to any man out there. Oh, this is Utabo, I work with him. Oh, yeah. Or this is Uncle Pat, he works what. Oh, this is my friend from high school. Oh, I was big friends with this guy, Clive. And there's no issue. So there shouldn't be an issue with your mom introducing you to her boyfriend. But she doesn't have to say, this is my boyfriend, this is my man, I'm with him. She can just be like I said, this is Monde. What's up? We're going to hang out with Uncle Monde and just see if you guys vibe. Oh. That's all. Uhambe, ungalali. Ungahlali nabo, ungacabuzi oleti, don't touch her inappropriately. Just, oh, that's mom's friend. Just to see what's in vibe kanjani. Because number two, what if you guys don't get along? So you decide to date someone for 2 years and then you guys decide to get serious. Uyo lobol. Then you bring this woman home. And this woman doesn't vibe with your child. So what now? Whereas you could have started earlier to just be like, oh, Uncle Monde is coming to visit you. I like Uncle Monde a lot. Really? Oh, okay. When's Uncle Monde visiting? Oh, no, I don't know. God, I don't do anything inappropriate in front of the kid at all. By inappropriate, I mean, bye, babe, I love you. Don't do that. Just be a friend. Because the old lady is still sussing out. That's where the parent can decide when they want to do that. I wouldn't say as soon as you meet someone, come meet my kids. But at a time where you're saying, look, I want us to date and get serious. I have children. At some point when it makes sense. If you have kids as well, maybe we can organize a play date.
Oh, yeah.
Lapo, we're not dating. This is not, hey, this is mommy's boyfriend. This is dad's girlfriend. No. It's just, this is my friend. This is my friend. We're just chilling. That's all. Mm-hmm. And then when you get serious and you guys are saying, this doesn't even have to take you lobolo. We want to move in together. We want to now tell the kids that we're actually an item. That's going to require better planning, better prepping, even for the kids. Don't ask the kids, what if I get a boyfriend? Yo, if he's like Uncle Monde, that would be great. Like, really? Why Uncle Monde? Nah, he's just really cool. You know, he makes me laugh. And when he comes around, I really like him. And you're like, oh, okay. And if you're like, what if Uncle Monde was my boyfriend? Nah, I don't like him. That guy is a bit weird. And so it doesn't mean the old lady must break up with you. It might mean maybe she mustn't say it and introduce you like that as yet. Oh. But something needs to happen if you're going to live with your kids and if your kids are going to be exposed. I wouldn't go around meeting people's children just for the sake of, number one. And number two, even when you meet the kids, it's not, hey, I'm Pen, I'm mommy's boyfriend. No. King Pen, Penuel the Black Pen, Ukraine, sharp, Eta. No sleepovers, no funny business. And see if you vibe with the kids. And when the old lady's ready, when the kids are ready, then you say, hey, you know, actually me and Uncle Monde wants to come and stay with us. Really? Yo, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Where is he going to sleep? He's going to sleep with you. And you're like, maybe. Is that fine? And, no, I don't know. That would be weird. Okay, no, he'll sleep in another room or whatever. Just there must be some level of sensitivity. But kids are not stupid, number one. And number two, this thing of keeping your boyfriend away from your kids, meanwhile your kid meets everyone else in your life, doesn't make sense because the fear is, I will date you for a year and then we'll break up. What's going to happen to my child? I could argue, but a child meets a school teacher for a year and then they move to another class. What happens to the child? The child can spend 4 years living with your parents and his uncle and then come live with you. Are you saying you're hurting the child by taking the child away from your uncle? So be consistent. This is just another role player in your child's life. It doesn't have to be that deep. And you must tell Monde, don't play the father figure too much. This child has got a father. Be an uncle. There's Uncle Monde, there's Uncle Pen, there's Uncle Ban. This is just one of your uncles. Don't expect too much from him and let the relationship grow organically. Now, uzobona mfethu if you vibe. Ingane mfethu izoza kuwe, please help me with this. Or mhlawumbe uzoyithethisa kancane ibone okay, it responds like, you know, I'm struggling with this kid. I think they only listen to you. And you're like, okay, we're earning this relationship. We're not going to force it. and then take it from there. And if ever the relationship ends, nakhona, I don't want us to have this chat now, but I guess we are push. Find a healthy way to get the child to adjust as well. You know, Uncle Monde was living with us. Uncle Monde is going to go stay somewhere else. That sucks. I don't like that. Cool. But you can still see him. And then I could be old now to say how much you see the child, because at some point I'm going to have to move on. And my new boyfriend's going to have an issue or whatever. So, and now I can imagine we are tanding. So, that you can't be together for it. But I'm not going to cut it because it's going to hurt both of you.
Yeah.
So slowly but surely spend less time. And then Uncle Pen now is visiting. So ingani sijwayele Uncle Pen. Ayisakhulumi as much about Uncle Mon. It's not nice, but this is what we've done. We've created this dysfunctional space. So the least we can do is try and minimize the damage to ingani.
Yo, I am fine. I think we're done with that. There's no solution. I think we're done.
I got
with inzima, because one way or two we're gonna create about damage. We're gonna, as much as since I've studied his system on how they wanted to oppress us and how they wanted to break our family structure. But after discover me having kids outside, they were like, it's one of the system. The system is winning foot lap. I was like, how do I reverse this?
You can't. All you can do is try and minimize the damage.
The smart black pen. Well, like trap.
No, mina mfethu story sami is it's complicated and it's not complicated. Ukuthi we come from a background where ama oledi ethu were team begazela. Number one, and ama oledi ethu, because of the way they were raised, even if behlukana in a time, they generally wouldn't move on. So we were protected from a lot. The women in our generation are free. They're liberated. So they're not going to play that team begazela nonsense. And they're not going to be like our moms. They're going to be like, no, I also want to have a man. I also want to have a life. I want to be good. I'm not like my mother. So that complicates the situation. We date, Faith. I think I said this last time I said with you. We date like every other guy, like every other woman. We date. We date seriously. Ngiyakthanda. So faslahlane, we'll be together forever. We're gonna fight through we go on vacations, we watch movies, we debate how other couples, and then after 5 years we split. Because life happens. You cheat. Maybe she sees someone else, or maybe she moves to another place, certain shawait distance.
Yeah.
You break up. But now it just so happens that in this 5 years, you guys decided to have a child or two. Jesus. That's where now our generation's gonna have to look back and be like, these are the mistakes we made.
Nah.
That's all.
Yeah, I think on that one, I'm fantastic with deal, and I don't know unless if you wanna touch base on that one, because I wanna.
No, please move.
Okay, yeah. So I wanna focus go with Mr. Blackpen. Ne? From the first time, guys, I saw you go tweet, of which I think it was. Do you remember when MTN ends a free tweet?
MTN?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there was one free
I don't
tweet
remember that.
Yeah.
If you had an MTN SIM card?
Yeah.
Okay, now I wasn't on MTN.
I remember everyone was on tweet. The black pen was black pen on suit. Shaved. Yeah, that guy. To black pen, Mr. Black, all black.
Yeah.
So I wanna get inside you too much, Guti. At which point did you discover, Guti, I can make a living out of me being me and studying a lot, like ngifundeka cool, and tell everyone lento ngiyifundayo, put a camera and then share it nabantu, and then I can, because ngicabangile this question deeply, because I was like, if he was still that corporate guy with suits, I don't think Uguti, his name would be out there njengamanje. But at the same time, I'm like, have you outdone yourself, Uguti, to monetize yourself, Uguti? You're making serious money now. Because in I'm like, okay, yes, it's good to be smart and then share to leave a legacy, Uguti. You forever be remembered, Uguti, that guy, he taught me this. But at the same time, life needs to happen. We need to make money. You following me? Because it's gonna be a long question. It's that, Uguti. Have you monetized yourself to make serious money? And then when it comes to, because I saw that status you wrote on WhatsApp, Uguti, you ready to sell out.
Sure.
So I was like, this guy is protecting these people, the black people, always, because I've seen you so much. Like, that's how much you care about black people. I'm like, do they care about themselves? Because trust me, nangasikhathi ANC abo Mandela balwele apartheid, there were black people babathi bayenzani laba ababhizi balahlukumeza amabhunu. Se-right thina. So I'm like, ngaphi ne-family? Kumele imali yenzeke. One or two.
Sure.
And at the same time, I'm scared, Uguti, are you gonna lose this black pen once you get monetized?
Jeez. I need to answer in a way that's going to be educational for the audience. So I'm going to summarize my story. I was always a smart kid growing up. I didn't know much, like most of us don't know much when we were growing up. So when I got to varsity, I found myself doing the chartered accountant, the CA stream, because of my marks. And I got a scholarship from an amazing audit firm, Ernst & Young, to pay for my varsity education. Did my undergrad at Rhodes, did my postgraduate honors in accounting at University of Johannesburg. My girlfriend would fall pregnant. I'd go and work for a mentor of mine for almost a year. And then I'd move into banking, which was ABSA initially and then Standard Bank thereafter. Personal loans and then a manager in vehicle and asset finance. Corporate came very easily for me. I didn't understand people that stressed about it. I thought people that work in corporates are overpaid. They sit too much in meetings, having muffins and coffee and lots of cigarette breaks. But I think it was probably my personality. Growing up, I looked up to Michael Jackson. I wanted to act. I loved visual art. I could paint and draw. I wanted to be in the arts. And I also wanted to play rugby. I wanted to be a Springbok. We all have dreams, right? Yeah. After I had my firstborn, my son, it forced me to introspect, because the one thing I didn't want to do is make a mistake when it came to him specifically. First child, I want to do everything right. Provide for the mom, provide for my son, be the best dad. When I was expecting my next 2 kids, I found myself asking, is this going to be my life? And the answer was no. Because there's a young Penuel inside that's screaming to be free and to be himself and to speak. I've read so many books. I've met so many cool people. I've done so many cool things. I can't die one day to, hey, Pen, the banker, the guy who's in banking. And I was like, I will hate my life if I live like that. So I took a leap of faith. I opened a fish and chip shop while I was still working in banking. I ran that for a year. I bought 2 small trucks, so I started moving furniture. I bought a mamita taxi. I had our 8. I bought pigs. I bought cows. Fast forward a few years, I also did loans. My loans business was making me easy money, but I was struggling to collect. And in my stupidity at the time, I decided to sell all my assets and focus on loans. And bengneza abantu imali mfethu with the hope ukuthi mfethu umonde mfethu. Angeke angicross. Umchito grand, I've got kids, he's got kids. Angeke ahlale ngicabangile. But unfortunately, human beings are human beings. And not even out of being bad people, people just weren't paying back. Abana mali, they've got priorities, etc. And my loans business crashed.
Yeah.
So in that, I had a few years, COVID happened. And I found myself asking, should I go back to banking? Should I do something else? I told myself, if I can't find another way to make a decent amount of money, I was still making money, enough to take care of my kids and myself. If I can't find a way to make money that makes me happy, I'm going to go back to banking. If not banking, then I said, look, maybe I'll become a school teacher and I'll coach. I'll coach rugby. I'll teach English, which is one of my favorite subjects. I'll teach visual art. And I'll conduct a choir. Those are all the things that I love. And I can do those things for free any day, all day for the rest of my life. I teach English, I teach art, I conduct a school choir, and I coach rugby. I was like, if ever impiliang khahlela, that's my fallback plan. My mom was a school teacher her whole life. My father was a soccer coach his whole life. My brother was a coach and a teacher. Everyone in our family, including some of the mothers of my kids, are teachers. Teaching is just intesekazin. 2021, maybe 2 years before I decide, let me actually go into teaching, I say, let me start making videos. July 2021 was the riots in KZN. Myself and Utebza, They still had their offices in Melville. They now have offices in Randburg, Tribal Media House. We shot a few episodes around the riots and Jacob Zuma. We spoke about unemployment. We spoke about Cyril Ramaphosa telling young kids they must go into entrepreneurship. We did some episodes on sports and transformation in sports. We were just testing podcasting. That was July 2021. December 2021, I made a decision that I will make a video every single day on Facebook, talking about whatever, because I've got so much to say. I remember Lil Wayne would get rid of his writing books. I remember he was hot in 2008. I think 2008 was the year Lil Wayne was fire. Abo Amili were hot. He decided that he's going to throw away his writing book and he's just going to make as much music as possible. I think Jay-Z would do something similar.
Yeah, he did.
And he became hot. So I was like, I've got so much to share. I will go live on Facebook and I will talk every day for an hour, 2 hours, whatever I want to get out of my system. That picked up when my Facebook post would do 40,000, 50,000, 80,000 views. People were like, "Excellent, when I go to YouTube, YouTube pays." I was like, okay. I'd already made some YouTube videos, but I wasn't taking them seriously. I started making videos on YouTube. At that time, DJ Sbu had already been watching my stuff. DJ Sbu would invite me to the Hustlers Corner. He'd invite me again. He'd invite me a third time, and then he'd be like, "Excellent, let's hit." I was like, sure. That was the birth of me working with Sbu. It was the birth of the virtual Mkuku. I joined him in February 2022, and then I would launch my podcast August 2022. In the same month, I was on Podcast and Chill. I was lucky. Apparently, I've done well. I don't think so. But ngibonga abantu fethu abasupportayo. And I've been podcasting since. Made a little bit of money. Because I have an entrepreneurial background, I can make money from a lot of things. I sell books. I've written books, 13 books. I do speaking gigs. When there's things to sell, I sell. I'm not supposed to say this, but I still loan out money as an example. So I'll never not have money for bread. It's one of the things I believe in more than anything else. Have I monetized to a point that makes me comfortable? I don't think so. I think there are only a handful of podcasts in South Africa that make over 100,000 Rand a month. And by 100,000, they still have to pay for production. But now this is not unique to podcasting. It's the same in DJing. It's the same in being an actor. It's the same in maybe rugby. It's the same in football. There's these industries where you can only make money if you're in the top 10, top 20. Everyone else in the industry, I'm a rapper. You're not making money. There's only going to be a few, Casper Nyovest, Nasty C, Blackie. There's only going to be a few. Mapiano, same. There's going to be a few guys at the top that make money. Acting the same. There's going to be everyone else, if they like, are making 5,000 Rand a month. If they're lucky, they're making 10. If they are established, they're making 20,000, 30,000 a month. But the guys who are making over 100,000 are very few. And in podcasting in this country, again, we can probably count guys that are making 100,000 from YouTube. And then they still have to pay for production. I won't speak about my numbers, but I'll tell you that I'm in the top percentile of people that make money from YouTube. Selling out. I think that was a brief summary of me getting to this now.
Perfect.
I have not monetized to the level that I could because I've been anti-sponsorships. The person who inspired me to even start podcasting was Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience in America. Still the biggest podcast in the world today. He didn't have ads for the longest time. He'd just be lucky that, number one, he was a stand-up comedian, so he was making money. Number two, he was a UFC commentator, so he was making money. So he didn't really need the podcasting money. He was really doing it as a passion. And I was like, I also don't need the money. I'll do it as a passion. But now you get to a point where there's money in podcasting and you're leaving money on the table. With excellent trying to make money. Your audience won't mind. So I'm at a point now where I'm saying, look, let me make the money so that I can do more. Not because I need it, not because I want it, not because there's a product that I found that I think is killing the industry. It's because I can monetize with the reach that I have. And as much as I'm monetizing, I'm also helping entrepreneurs promote their product. So it becomes a win-win. I'm helping your product get seen, and I'm also making money on the other end. That's where I'm at now. That's where the selling out story comes in. Maybe let me stop there. Every human being in life is supposed to find their ikigai.
Yeah?
Ikigai is a Japanese term for finding your purpose. So the Japanese have got amazing philosophies. If ever you're interested in Japanese philosophy, you look it up. There's concepts like Kaizen, etc., etc. But I'm speaking specifically Ikigai. Your purpose, your Ikigai, is found at the center of 4 circles, sorry. What are you passionate about? And abantu face are passionate about all types of rubbish. They're passionate about playing TV games, FIFA. They're passionate about seeing girls twerking. They're passionate about, going shopping for women. They're passionate about spending time with their kids. Passion. Mm-hmm. You'll do it all day, any day without being paid.
Yeah. That's
the first ring. The second ring is, what are you good at? You might be passionate about playing FIFA, but you suck. So you're passionate, but you're not good at it. What are you good at? Mm-hmm. So I'm good at podcasting. I'm good at making babies. Crazy example, I'm good at making babies. I'm good at being a father. I'm good at maths. I'm good at Sure. It may not be your passion, but it's what you're good at. Mm. That's the second ring. The third ring is, what does the world need? Right now, the world needs jobs. The world needs healed families. The world needs cures for HIV and cancer. The world needs good quality music. The world needs podcast studios. The world needs to help people lose weight. People are trying to lose weight. They want to find ways to do that. That's what the world needs. That's the third circle. Then the fourth circle is, what are people willing to pay you for? So you might be passionate about FIFA. You might be fucking good at FIFA. The world might need to watch FIFA or you playing FIFA to escape because it makes them happy. But are they willing to pay you? Now, if you can get all these circles to overlap, these Baromean rings, at the center of that is your purpose. And most people are never going to find their purpose because they'll never go on this journey to find their Ikigai. It's the one thing that has been eating at me for the past 10 years, if not more. Why am I here? I don't think there is a purpose to be here. I think we're here to just live and die. But from when we're born to when we die, in the middle, it's just fair to do something that excites you, that thrills you. Don't just survive. If you're just surviving, sure, but that's going to be your whole life. Find something exciting. And that's where we start looking for our purpose. Mm-hmm. And you find your purpose in who you are and who you were meant to be. Where you are at in your life now, if we were to go back and look at all your life, and since Kampu in 2005, there are certain things that you've never stopped doing. It doesn't matter whether you're at home, you're at family, you're angry, you're sad, you're depressed. There's something that you've been doing since you were young and it's never changed. Mm-hmm. It could be something like listening to hip hop. Mm-hmm. I've been listening to hip hop since I was a kid. Whether I'm dating, not dating, I never stopped. You're like, okay, you're passionate about hip hop. Are you good at hip hop? No, I'm not a good rapper. What are you good at? It's about my events. Okay. Maybe you can organize hip hop events because you're good at that. Does the world need hip hop events? I don't know. Okay. Do you think maybe you could do amapiano? It's still, do amapiano with hip hop. Hey, that could be fresh. And do you think people could pay? I know that work for brands, alcohol brands. I know people that can organize venues. And that becomes your purpose. You are going to do that all day, every single day without being paid. You don't need motivation because you've been doing that since you were 5 or since you were 18. That's what I've been trying to find. I still haven't quite found it, but I hope I'm closer than before. When I stumbled upon Black consciousness in university, Stephen Bantubiko, Chris Hani, he wasn't Black consciousness, but he was part of the struggle. Then you learn Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe. You'd learn about the guys overseas, Marcus Garvey. You'd learn about Malcolm X. You'd learn about Martin Luther King. You'd learn about some of the African liberation leaders, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and all these guys. I felt something inside myself. And I was like, Black people are poor. Black people need direction. They need leadership. They need help. And they haven't found the promised land. Black people are the Israelites in Egypt. The Egyptians are the colonizers. And black people need a Moses to get them to the promised land. They believe that all these people I mentioned were Moses, including Nelson Mandela. And I'm at an age where I'm looking and I'm like, but we're not at the promised land. A lot of people have tried. Yes, they got them out of Egypt. So we're no longer under apartheid or colonialism and we're still in the desert, but we're not there. We're not at a place where black kids can wake up in the morning and say, I will make artworks. I will become an accountant. I will make movies. I will design sneakers. I will make film because that is what fits my purpose. Not because I grew up in a shack and my mom is poor. And all I want to do is I'm just trying to make money to pay school fees for my younger siblings. My baby mama who needs money for nappies. That's why we need to eradicate that because that is holding you back from your purpose. You're living on survival mode. And I wanted to find a solution to the black struggle that hadn't been played on before. And I took on this thing. And in taking on this thing, I did a deep dive on religion. I did a deep dive on culture. I'd end up leaving Christianity. I'd end up leaving culture because I was like, these vehicles are not getting black people to the promised land. How long have you been churching? How long have you been reading the Bible? For how long? So I was like, no, this thing's not working. It's worked for some people, but not for the mass. Then for how long are we going to slaughter goats and cows? But you see, the marriages are falling apart. You see, the homes are broken. I'm like, no, man, this is not working. The closest I got was setting up a nonprofit organization called the Buy Black Movement. And I said to myself, if I can convince and conscientize black people to buy from black people, to work for black people, they will then find freedom in the modern world. Because they are no longer giving their sweat, their labor, their creativity to a non-black person. So we need to find these people. And once they have money, resources, then your kids can become gamers. They can work with blockchain. They can trade Bitcoin. They can work with AI. They can try and help Elon Musk go to Mars, whatever it is. Because now we're not living on survival. On my journey, I realized I learned how many dark and evil black people there are that are opportunists. And how the struggle for black liberation was hijacked. And how any black movement that gains traction, including black podcasts, your podcast and chill, there are people watching, looking at your reach and saying, since Monde influences so many people, how can we give him money to distract these people from the promised land?
You lie, man.
How can we use this platform, hip-hop? Hip-hop was an institution of education. Immortal Technique, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Common, Andre 3000. We can go. Even your Kanye West today, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. Hip-hop was an institution. Tupac. Changes, keep your head up, baby don't cry, do for love. This is here.
Sure.
Someone was like, no. We need Jay-Z, Big Pimpin'. We need girls twerking. We need Crystal. Come on. Popping bottles, wearing ice, blinged out, fronts on the teeth. What the fuck has that got to do with black liberation? Nothing. All you are doing is you're wearing chains, gold chains, which were worn by slaves, but now you're choosing to wear the chains. You're still a fucking nigger. You're still working for the fucking industry. But you're not getting anywhere. So I realized that whatever movement you create is going to do that because there are evil black people, number one. And number two, psychologically, black people are not ready to be free. There is a cost to freedom. It's a very expensive cost. For example, if you're only buying black, you need to understand that you'll no longer enjoy the things you're enjoying. The Nikes, the Adidas, the Louis Vuittons, your YouTubes, your Twitters, your chocolate bars, your nice takeaways, you can't have them. They're not black owned. What do you mean? Until that burger joint is owned by a black person. And that black person, to join the Buy Black movement, would have to say the beef or the chicken on our patties comes from a black farmer. The buns that we have are made by a black baker. And then that black baker is saying, no, the wheat we get from a black farmer. Until we're doing that, you must suffer. You must eat apples from your garden. You must eat spinach. No one is willing to pay that price because gumnandi in the modern world. It's too nice. I'd sit with Joshua Maponga and I'm sorry for talking so long.
It's okay, bro.
I'd sit with Joshua Maponga and I'd ask him why he's not starting his own belief system. And he said the closest he believes he'll get in his lifetime is creating farmers of thought. And he said the mind of the native is eroded. It's like a desert. You can't plant anything there. You throw a seed there, it won't grow, it will die. Sometimes it gets hostile because of the weeds that are there, the weeds that are alcohol abuse, the weeds that are drug abuse, the weeds that are reckless sex, the weeds that are, I'll add now, destructive religion, destructive culture. Niyahlupheka kini kodwa nishaye imngcwabo yo 200,000. Niyahlupheka kini kodwa umshado is 500,000. Niyahlupheka kini but you're always slaughtering cows but it's not getting you anywhere. So there are weeds in these spaces. You can't plant them. And he said, if I can try and water the minds of black people, if I can try and shake them up, plow, hopefully Penuel, by the time you guys come with Penuelism, your belief system, by the time you guys come and say, guys, let's go to Nirvana, let's go to the promised land, at least the earth will be fertile. Because we can't plant right now. The same people you're trying to liberate are going to kill you. They are going to say, when you have issues. And if it's not them killing you, it's going to be the black people that have been sent to distract them that are going to kill you and call you names. Penuel, with these millions of baby mamas. Hey, who does this guy think he is? Is God? What? Dagi, or this guy is high. And you're like, I understand. It's because your mind has been colonized. The only way you can think is within this certain box because anyone who deviates, Kanye West, uyahlanya. Anyone who deviates. So, where I'm at in my life, I'm almost turning 40. I've probably got 20 more years of productivity on energy. And I've realized that I need to accumulate as much resource as I can for my kids and for anyone else I care about to see if they can maybe take the fight forward. Not for black people anymore, but for anyone who has been hard done by the people in charge, because there are a lot of poor, mentally broken, emotionally broken, white people, coloreds, mixed race, Indians, Chinese. So I realized that the fight is bigger than just black. It was easy for black because we're black. But when you see rich black people being part of the system, oppressing other blacks, when you see white people who are rich lying to other white people, saying, yeah, but it's the blacks that are the problem. And I'm like, but you're poor, bro, like me. That white person is rich and he's friends with another rich black person. They fucking lying to you the same way they're lying to me. So we're both struggling. I realized that the fight is bigger than just race.
Yeah.
It's bigger than just nationality. So I'm at a point now where when I say sell out, I mean, I will not give of my time for free the way I used to.
Oh.
I will not do charity work for free like I used to. I will not educate people for free like I used to. I thought that if I share my resources, my information, my education, anything that I have with people, they will share it back or they will pay it forward. People hoard. If I were to sit in a room and tell people the steps of how to make money and preserve money and set up trust and what, they're not going to go and teach their families. They're going to keep that to themselves and make money by themselves. The politicians we have in this country are not hosting a master class every month and saying, guys, manfuna matendo zani. Ozani zofunda mahala. Monde, Penuel, ozani bafana. Mawfuni tenu ngena la. Mawfuna, there's the time that will mentor you. Manfuni funding, son guy funding la. Yenza, me, na imali, na babantu. Me, they won't do that. They'll keep that to themselves. Those are the so-called leaders. Politics. In the church, same. They're rich by themselves, but you must pray. And then you must tithe to the church. Traditional leaders, the kings, Om Swati, riding around in a Rolls Royce while their people are poor. rich. They're not educating their people. They're not teaching their people. They're not creating institutions of learning. They're not giving them resources to say, if you guys need a tractor, if you guys need shovels, if you guys need seeds, we've got, come fetch it. We want you guys to thrive. Monde. Now, me. Because they don't care. They're there about making money for themselves. So I'm going to make money, at least for the people I care about, and hope that I attract the right type of mindset to say, if I help you, please, each one teach one. Now we go help someone else. And at least if we move like the Muslims and the Jews, we'll say, Sazam. The trying to help all black people or all people is too big. But at least we did this for ourselves. Royal Bafokeng. We did this for ourselves, the Mutsipe family. We did this for ourselves, Isaiah Shembe and Esonto Lama Nazareth. We did this for ourselves, ZCC Church, Ole Khanyan and Moria. And you're like, that was our fight. This is all we could do. Sending a bona uti ni yesa planned. Let me stop there.
I don't know. Bonus cut. Like the next question of Yasmang Boza, it's gonna take like 20 minutes to go to answer. But please keep it short. Because bonus cuts. I don't know if it's possible. But perfect answer. So yeah. When it comes to you touching on Kanye and Tupac, ne? I don't know how long you've been studying Kanye, ne? Like, I'm a huge fan of Kanye.
Sure.
Like, that's the only person in like me to, oh, it's Kanye and Casper. Kanye and Casper. But Casper, one day I'll unpack why.
Sure.
Kanye from when he started, like, he was like, I'm only portraying this image because I want to get to a certain position where I can be me. And then kulum. Like, I think he saw what he, abaglaleli if you're not rich enough. Abaglaleli if, like,
You're
I
not
think
famous.
if you're not that famous, like he structured his whole entire image. Gosh, and he painted it so well. Even now, like, no one can touch Kanye. Like, he owns everything from his music to his clothing line, everything, he owns it.
Yeah.
So, me asking you that is, did you structure everything around you good to maybe, let me make money and then I can start being, because in Tongibona, man, I don't like it, because ugwabone malukshin toguti konalo, there's always that one guy long kika sabati. Oh, and I'm born a lot, I young and down in but I'm mbuza no man, sure. And you're like, man, what's the point? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because this guy is still trapping system yasekasi. This guy agaga free abantu bagubo aba keep out of poverty, because it's one thing for if abantu basekasi they get so emotional with, they don't understand good sonke sekasi is poor.
Yeah.
They don't understand that once we still poor guys. Like economical guys we poor here guys. So it's that Gucci. Imagine if there's that guy was Gucci. Which is smart, but you're like, what's the point? You're reading all these books, but like you have this information, like how has this information transformed you to change in pilo yako? You see, that's that. I hope uzo congruence arang. And then what? As penang as manghlana, there's always so much to ask you, and it's a little location.
Let me try be short, be brief.
Yeah.
Being too smart, specifically academically smart.
Can I catch you on
Sure.
on that? Because this one I've been holding it. You reading a lot and you being smart. How many relationships like Ukjol have you lost because of that? Because I know my arguments are good. You're gonna take these brains you have, and then when you want to move with, but you're not making sense. Joe, how can you? It doesn't hangana that. And then this guy, and then this person who's like, yeah, I feel like bad. I wanted to throw in that.
Sure. No, I've never lost a woman or had a woman leave me because I'm too smart. I think they've always appreciated that. The only times I've lost women is from cheating and lying. Yeah, that's my story. I think I'm an amazing boyfriend, an amazing partner. The only problem in the past was the cheating and the lying, which a woman, all of them were very patient for many years until they couldn't handle it anymore. Yeah, it wasn't from the smartness. I think Amanya Machita maybe struggle with that. Luckily not me. Being too academically smart will always keep you poor because it's not designed in the spirituality of money. There's a spirituality of money. And by spirituality, I'm not talking magic. I'm talking barter system, lento esiyaziyo. So, mawufike ekhasi, ngithi kuseni ntwana awungashela amateki fast, ngizokupheka ngishaya igawula la. Wena ngishayela amateki ngizokushayela igawula. In that transaction is a transaction. The thing is, there isn't a money aspect to it, which is where poor people don't get it and rich people do. Rich people put money at the center of every transaction. Poor people put humanity at the center of every transaction. And that's where we lose it. And when you're too academically smart, you cannot fathom, and rationality doesn't make sense for you to go and take money from other people because you're like, but I can just share this information. Rich people understand that what you're sharing has a cost. You paid for that book. You paid to get library. You paid for your qualification. The time. This is another part of the spirituality of money. The time it takes you to acquire knowledge. If you're giving it to someone, you must ask them to give you their time as well. And their time is in the form of whatever they do for a living. So if they're not going to give you money, then abakaye food, abakaye use of their car. They must let you sleep in their house. There must be value. The easiest way to quantify value is money. So I come and I sit with you and I say, look, to spend an hour with me, I've calculated it to be 5,000 Rand. I would like you to give me 5,000. And you're like, Pen, I don't have that money. And I'm like, what do you do? Tell me. Just, what do you do for a living? And you tell me all the things. I'm like, okay, I'm going to need 5 days because you and your day, you only make 16. I'm going to need 5 days of your life. Help me babysit my kids. Let me drive your car. At your house so that I can get my money back. It's stupid. But once you understand the spirituality of money, you learn that when I create value, I must also extract value. And people that are academically smart struggle with that concept. You need to dumb it down from a money perspective to get it. Because to make money is, I am sending something into the world that costs me my time and my energy and my resources. I need to bring something back. Otherwise, it doesn't balance. And the more value I create, the smarter I get, the harder I work, I must make more money. And how you do that is by asking the universe to give you back. And again, it doesn't have to be money. You can just say, for me to come there, ngicela upetrol, ngicela indawo yokulala. That's all. And then ngicela mfethu umphako just to take home. If you don't have that, whatever that costs, give me that money. Then I go home with it. Now you've quantified your value. And most people don't know that. The wealthiest people that understand the spirituality of money know how to get people to give the most of their time for the least of my time. If you look at it from a normal company perspective, the boss comes in once a month and sits at a monthly meeting for 2 hours to motivate the team. Guys, we're doing very well. Monde, well done, boy. Pen, keep pushing the sales. I'm so proud of you. Guys, let's keep it going. He gave you 2 hours of his time. You guys worked the whole month to make money for him. And he's made sure that he's been able to get 100 men in one room so that all your little hours, he pays himself 1 hour from 100 men. And then once he's collected this 100 from all of you for himself, all the other hours that you work, he'll pay you maybe 5 of those hours. The rest going to the company. So rich people have identified or they've found systems of extracting people's time, resources, creativity, etc., to give them a little bit. That's why the Jewish community has been built largely on debt and property. They understand that if I can give you my house to sleep in, you will go and work the whole month to come and pay me rent. So I own a piece of your month, Mau Span. I will loan you 1,000 Rand and I will charge you interest. You need to bring my 1,000 Rand back. That's my money. But you're going to go out into the world and you're going to go work for me without me asking you to work. So loans, property as examples, there's others. Make people go out and work for you. You don't have to work anymore. Whatever effort you put in building that house or ama rooms or accumulating 100,000, from then on, what we call money working for us is actually you getting other people to work for you. You're going to pay rent. You're going to pay me interest. I have now taken your time and I've taken the spirituality of your money for myself. And I'll leave it at that.
khona ufuna ukubuza sisi hayi akukho mfana hayi usifidile right
Ngiyabonga Monde mfethu.
ngiyabonga,
Shout out to the sources. What's the name la?
Rovno sauce.
Rovno.
Rovno.
Oh, Russian. What's Rovno? Rovno sauce, hot sauce. But mfethu support in. The more we sell stuff like this, the more we can buy from suppliers, the more suppliers take from the packaging guys, the more we can create jobs. It's really as simple as that. So the day you like, say morning, you're like, have you been buying the sauce? Sure. Okay, I was totally span. Man, you find guy span, but you don't even support my hustle. Doesn't make sense. So the more we can support each other, the more we can keep money spinning here.
Sure.
The problem with Tutak is he sends it out into the world. I pin the boy. And then again.
Oh.
Other communities don't do that.
Why when I was jail open, what's it going to run a podcast? Yo, that's every time when I had to come and shoot. Yo, even Friday, if it wasn't for the studio guy, I told him Friday, or today's Friday, Wednesday. I was like, nah, I'm not uploading Monday. I'm trying it. Nah, there's so much fun I'm facing. Like, I don't see what's over possible. Nah, I'm fun. You cannot.
We must chat. Not enough people tell the truth.
Nah.
I'm one of the last idiots that still shares truths.
I didn't understand it back then when you said, no, mfana, this thing it's hard to answer. But now that I'm inside, yeah,
and there's no money.
And there's chitty chats. There's not a lot.
Sure.
There's not a lot. And then how do you attract sponsors though? Because that's where the money is corporate, man.
Ask.
Nah.
I think it's in the Bible. Ask, guys. Monde is asking if you have a small business, you have a product, please, he'll advertise it for you, hit his DMs. Even for a little bit of money or free sample. And once you start making sales, pay him.
Yeah.
Just ask and then build from there.
Yeah, like advertising small businesses. I wanted to go that route, guys.
Sure.
Like hit me up on Shange6. Shange6, like the number 6 at gmail.com. Or hit me up on WhatsApp 078-515-2492. 078-515-2492. If you think you have enough, I would if you think, come, let me advertise for you and then I make man because guys, yo, is it worth it though? Because when I run my business as a Smith, like sharp. Maguza le go shooter. Yo, umuntu ngathi ngiyashoot mfana yazini. Kandala crack awusakhona ukulala. So please guys, do support. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Mr.
Monde, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you.
Bro. I'm like, I appreciate you. Bonga cool, bro. Bonga cool. Like, angazi, even the numbers you bring, even the love that people show us, bonga cool. Hope next time, you won't be monetized. Get some charge about my 50,000.
It's a must.
It's a must.
Send push my hot sauce.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Monde Corner podcast. Keep wild, keep shining, stay shining. Zaza, Iwe, Ranza. Yo, guys, like there's so much love, man. Yeah. Stay shining, my
Permission granted. You may ring us. Offload your burdens and trust that you'll feel lighter. The darkness lures, but we will shed a bit of light to make your day brighter. You're a fighter, but now you're tired. So rest with us, but ring us, because it's much better to hear you speak up than to read about it on your suicide note while you lay cold face up. XMG, ring us. We'll pick up any brokenness you hoard. We vow to be your entertainment even when you're bored. Ring us, where we talk, offload, see boldly. That's what the brotherhood is for. In your mind, we hope to build a palace bigger than Caesar's. Let's sit down and unfold. Le ring us.